Okay. Uh, Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Um. Um. First and foremost, let me see. Okay. For the first part would be it was mentioned in the document that I cannot have more than 15% of the similarity report. Is that right? Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yes, I understand that's the case, but I personally had some experiences with the similarity report where it was actually more than 15%, even though like it was 25 to 30%, even though I didn't plagiarize anything. It flagged up my citations. So in yeah, so in those cases, then what should I do? Yes, like my bibliography, my footnotes, what they were flagged out. Ah, okay, understand. Then no, not footnotes for not footnotes for this one, as in for my other modules when I write the essay. Yeah, this brings me to my next point, which is um I can only use in-text citations for this assignment. Only in-text citations. Okay. Then yesterday in class you mentioned how to cite the lecture notes, right? Is that meant to be like placed in the bibliography, or can that be used as an in-text citation? The bibliography. The in-text citation is just the just to clarify, it's the first name and the year. Is, is that right? Okay, okay. And then I put it in brackets right next to the line where I'm writing. Okay. Then after this part would be uh okay, then for the step 4, reflect on how you have applied this knowledge outside the classroom walls. Uh, do I use personal experience anecdotes to write out this portion for step 4? So it should be based on my own personal experiences, and I tie back to how I have applied this, how I could apply the knowledge that I learned in class in my own. Yeah, is that right? I see. So I can also talk about how I intend to apply it as well. Okay, then just to see if I'm on the right track. Just to see if I'm on the right track. The two topics I chose were health and fitness, and understanding stress and fostering self care. Then after that, the part that I'm not so certain of, right, is the step 3. Identifying this connection between the topics affect how you conceptualize a healthy life with well-being. Uh, what does it mean by conceptualize a healthy life with well-being? Mhm. Ah, I see. So that means, just to clarify, what I should be doing is, after I tease out this connection that I see, um, I should talk about how I saw it before this module, and then talk about how I see it now and compare. I need not need to put a definition to the idea of a healthy life with well-being. I just need to show how my attitude, my perspective has changed. I see. Okay, so that means it is not necessary to put like a specific definition to the concept of healthy life with well-being, but it's more important to show how I have learned and gained from before and after taking this course. I see. Okay, then for the sources, okay, now I'm asking about the sources. I'm um uh can I use additional sources outside the lecture notes to perhaps supplement and better tie the link between the two and two the concepts or something? I see. Okay, then um okay, then this part I wish to clarify if uh, I'm on the right track when okay, when I see the link when I'm talking about the interconnectivity between two topics. um, sh- should I go about focusing on how these two topics complement each other, or should I talk about how similar these two topics actually tie back to this main big idea of healthy living and well-being? I see. Okay, and then finally, right, what I wish to another thing on the foot. Okay, there are no footnotes, no footnotes. So it has to be bibliography at the bottom. A bibliography. Okay. Okay, let me see now. Okay, then finally, right, based on the two topics I chose, I want to ask this one to clarify. I chose the two topics, health and fitness, and building mental health awareness. Not building mental health, understanding stress and fostering self-care. I did take a look through the lecture notes, but I couldn't see very overt link interconnectivity between the two. Uh, yeah, you can't. Yeah, certainly. Okay, and I came up with the following connections. Just to clarify, if I'm on the right track. Um, mindfulness, mindfulness while exercising, mindfulness while doing physical exercises. For example, a leisurely stroll for a few hours can help cultivate mindfulness, and at the same time, uh, allow you to build up your health and fitness. And then the other part, the other link I saw was problem focused coping, um, self care as part of a healthy and well balanced life, which ties back to the idea of health and fitness. Okay, okay. Apart from this, I don't think I have any other questions though. Yes, I have started. I started already. But the main issue is the relatively short word count. That's all I feel. Yeah, the strategic placement of the word count is mentioned in class yesterday, right? I just briefly touch on step one, step two, then focus the main bulk on elaborating step three and step four. Hmm, I will try. I will try. My group hasn't decided who will be presenting yet. Okay, I understand. Okay, certainly. I don't think so. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Clarify. He says I'm on the right track. He says I'm on the right track. And then for the in-text citation, right, the one that he gave me is meant for the bibliography. No footnotes. Same as the previous CC course. No footnotes. Then he said if, right, he sees that your similarity report is 30% or whatever, right, but everything they highlighted or flagged up was bibliography or the citation or the footnotes, he will just ignore the recommendation as you didn't plagiarize. So that means you yourself also have to check after you submit lah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. Hey, but then after this at 4 p.m. is fidelity leh. Yeah, I compile all the notes. I compile all the notes, okay? Compile all the notes. Oh yeah, and then he says, right, if you're not presenting right, then it's okay to just zoom in. That's what he told me for next week. He say don't keep troubling you. CCO 5 reflective essay. Save under desktop. Okay. Then copy this format. Okay, good. Then save for name, full name as per class register. I'll type it as like this first, then it'll be easier. Arial font 1.2. The Arial font. Yeah, use Arial lah. Arial 12. Oh shucks. Arial 12. 1.5 line spacing. Subheadings don't count and subheadings use same font. Ugh, stomach just hurts. Tutorial group 48. Uh, Integration, interconnectivity of topics. Integration, interconnectivity of topics. Quick touch, touch, go, touch, touch, go. 肚子痛，肚子痛，肚子痛。
So you know what he asked already? Later you have to get your documents, the actual essay from him. So you pretend, then you ask. Because you never see your actual essay, mah. Then you see this is what you intend to write, this is how it is. So you have the actual essay ready.
Pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Where is it? Desktop, I think. Final essay. What's the thing called again? Oh, she said last minute change. Can you do 4:30 instead? So do I reply her? Okay, sure, no worry. But so strange, no? But then do I need like high fidelity? Okay, sure, no worries. Regards. Yeah, lor. Yeah, lor. Yeah, lor. Oh my god, this. Why we ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong until I don't know where the Zoom link is already. The mouth. Where is it? Oh, she's ready already. Okay, gear up, gear. Okay, we change. Yes. Hello? Yes. I don't think it's up to standard, that's why. I suppose my main, as you mentioned before, it's like the main argument doesn't seem to be there, is it? So, yeah, so it's a how. Okay, uh, yes. Okay, don't repeat the same phrasing. Then, I'll say something else. So, the how question, as in, like, how he shows the theme seems. Oh, okay. Oh, oh, I suppose it was as in it was a rallying factor in which people could gather around. Like Muhammad Ali, when he refused the draft, then he sort of raised awareness on this issue that more black men, as in, I looked at the statistics for it. If I'm not wrong, although the black death percentage was quite high, but as compared to white deaths, the proportion of white deaths compared to black deaths is more. So I suppose it was more of like a perception of. It was more a public perception, as in race and religion added another dimension to look at it and shape public perception towards the war. That's what I feel. His fame, his fame, his fame, and he himself as a black Muslim, uh, is able to, he himself as a figure, as in a popular figure, is able to rally support, and then he himself as a black Muslim only serves to add only serves to how do I put it add how do I put it dimension to it, as in he resonated with them, I suppose. uh Innocent, black and Muslim, yeah. But not only that, he also like garnered the support of like a reasonable amount of the black community that was also under Martin Luther King Jr. as well. Yes. Although he did use conscientious objections, religious conscientious objector, he, he used his Muslim religion to do conscientious objection. So mm, in essence, his symbolic action and the big hoo-ha he made on TV on saying that uh, uh, on refusing the draft and I got no quarrel. It's like he's a very famous figure who like didn't enlist as compared to like there were also other famous black boxers during World War II that enlisted as like back support to like moral support, but he totally didn't. He totally rejected it outright from the start. So that in a sense gathered a lot of attention. That's what I felt. Yeah. Uh, the racial inequality in them being drafted. Uh, there is because uneducated black men tend to be drafted more compared to educated white men in a sense. Mm. I suppose so. So, so a role in in a sense that the messaging that he put through with his actions, um, conscientious object that so so the how question is like the exact actions he took that ultimately influenced the outcome. So one such example would be Ali as a figure was able to rally support for the anti-war movement by raising the issue of racial inequality. Or, or I suppose so. Then a sub-argument would be, as I mentioned just, so that would be a good sub-argument. I see. Uh, yeah, because I actually say what was that role. Then another, then maybe never mind. You go on first. Yeah, the Black Power movement. National Islam. But but I found that that one wasn't quite linked to the civil rights movement. But but even so, right, his presence in the Nation of Islam, like, in essence, lended the support to the overall civil rights movement. Because they were fighting for different things in a sense from what I was like reading. But yeah, they were at odds with the civil rights movement, yet at the same time, right, strangely, Muhammad Ali became like the sort of bridge between the two or something. Yeah, yeah. It was argued in a few papers I read or something. the Black Power movement. But both felt, but as in essence, both wanted more rights for the blacks. In essence, both were like fighting for similar things, but they wanted to achieve through different means. Mhm. Nice. Yeah, it does make sense, but I'm still a bit like struggling with the sub arguments. It's like I have the examples all over the place, but it's just that I'm having a bit of difficulty coming up with like the sub arguments as you mentioned, like the how these actually tell you about that. An example. Okay. He took an anti-war stance, refusing induction into the military. Refusal to be drafted due to conscientious objections arising from Muslim faith gave rise to significant public discussion on the Vietnam War. Um, and generated awareness on the Vietnam War, the and the number of uh, men being drafted, the large number of men being drafted. Yeah. Oh, then the example will be what I mentioned. If it was something else, it could have been something else. I see. So actually, there are a lot more aspects to it. But then, if I came out with a sub argument like the public figure to raise awareness on the issues of large number of draftees, then that wouldn't quite answer about the race and religion portion, wouldn't it? So the sub argument still have to tie back to the certainly. So that means how do I put it? First and foremost, his public prominence allows him to wield influence over these movements, but he himself as a black Muslim man also adds um the themes of race and religion into the picture of this. I can Oh, he kind of did. Like, he changed his name publicly. I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so. I think I'm struggling with that portion because it's like there are a lot of ideas everywhere, floating everywhere, but I can't really slim it down and place it as a stuff. And then see how they can tie back and answer the question. I see. Uh, then as for crafting good sub arguments, right? I should try to as you mentioned, be specific about what was the how did Muhammad Ali play this role? What but wait, is how did Muhammad Ali play this role, not what the role he played, right? Mm-hmm. More questions. It's largely focusing on this because that was the main problem I was having with the sub arguments trying to answer the question. What I should exclude so that I can like focus on those few and come up with sub arguments. So sub arguments have to be contestable and then they must be supported by my evidence. I see. Okay. So rather than like the sub arguments I came up with, which was like Muhammad Ali played a crucial role. Yeah, there was no doubt that he played a crucial role. But I must be more specific. Like Muhammad Ali used his race and religion to garner support. Yeah. You can't refute that. It's a fact he joined it. Like for example, Muhammad Ali at using his prominent position and uh, publicized his race and religion, and he used this as a way to um, in essence bring to attention certain issues through his actions. And so such things do work, right? I see. Okay, because I'm still a bit shaky in that. Certainly. Apart from this, I don't really have any other questions. Perhaps I could share with you some sub arguments to see if I'm on the right track, if that's convenient. Thank you very much. No other questions. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.